so let's begin with general public comment in person. Call up OT level 8 for your general public comment.
Must be shirt guy.
You'll be provided 1 minute.
Good morning. So my general public comment start with number one is I wish that our board can can improve some transparency because as far as I'm aware of, the city council board, the police board, the fire board, they have some the video replay reporting uploaded to their platform. But as the executive officer informed me that for this Dianetic board, we are only have the Dianetic audio only, no video. So I wish in the future we can improve on that issue. Second of all, I wish that if any way that we can learn from city council, we can adjust the meeting once in a while. For example, the city council, they adjust their meeting once in a while. They go to the different location once in a while. We only doing the 10 a.m. meeting. So sometimes I'm very busy with special auditing. I cannot get here, but we should make sure to have different time, allow different community member to participate.
Okay. Do we have any general public comment on the virtual platform?
Yes, we have 10. Go ahead and take those now if that's all right with you.
Yes, let's move on to virtual platform for general public comment.
Caller Audit LA, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. I would like to find out where can I complain because we're starting to catch, and thanks to other people who have helped, who are helping in this, Scientology lying that they lied on the portal that you guys keep closed from us, but you can receive during, a CPRA, that they're saying that they are not doing open flame cooking. And then we have video proof that they are open flame cooking. So I want to file formal complaints. I also want to request that you completely suspend any future permits until investigations are had, and to put the portal applications back to the public purview, because see, this is what they want. They want to be able to do it backhanded because you guys are not doing your job by making sure that what they put on their permit application is what actually happens. You don't send inspectors. You don't do what you're supposed to be doing. So we need to do your job. So I am requesting that we can audit all the way up to OT level 8 to be able to know what's going on. And I do want, I'm serious, I want to complain about this.
Caller Jill, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Again, the planters are still there and you're listening to the cult of Scientology. They're not your boss. Actually, you're their boss. They have to apply by the rules that everyone else has to abide by. The other thing is that why can't you, if they're bothering you about things, why can't you just block them if they're harassing you and you're afraid of them? You could also maybe go to some legal route to get restraining orders if you're afraid of them. They don't have to bully you. Why don't you stand up to them? Doesn't make sense. I don't know what you guys are doing. Just go with the truck and remove the planters today. Lickety split. Bye.
Caller Miriam, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. I've been doing my auditing of the baby caskets on Sunset and L. Ron Hubbard Way, and I have come up with number 152 baby caskets over there. That's, to my calculations, the same number that there was also last week. I'm wondering how slowly this process is going with the removal of the baby caskets on the L. Ron Hubbard Way. Just asking. Thank you.
Caller Mona M, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. And I am calling about the planters that are not ADA compliant, cannot get on or get off my paratransit vehicle there, and I use a wheelchair, so I feel very discriminated against. And to remind you that kids cannot consent, and the reason why I want to be there is to show the abuses. Kids cannot consent. The evidence of people with injuries is abound. I have a list of over 200 brave survivors that have come forward. In reality, it's in the thousands. Scientology abuses children, tears families apart, and is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and they don't want to hear my First Amendment right to talk about them. They're not letting me on and off my wheelchair, my paratransit. Thank you. I yield back my time. Uh-oh, I think we lost him again.
Caller OSA. I don't see that you're on the line anymore, but if you are and you'd still like to offer general public comment, please raise your hand on the Zoom platform so we can call on you. Caller George Casares, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, good morning, board. I am here to, since I know Deputy Virginia Choi is a prosecutor, I'm here to make a formal crime report. And I know, in fact, that the city attorneys who are deputies can take one. This is a clear violation of LAMC 62.169 by the Church of Scientology over at the Blue Building compound located on 4810 West Sunset Boulevard. I require a formal acknowledgement of this report for violating LAMC 62.169. Film the police USA at protonmail.com. I require a reply by end of day forthwith. And shame on this board for not prosecuting Scientology. You of all people should know Scientology is in fact a criminal racket. Over 48,000 documents were seized and raided by the FBI, some of which included kiddie porn. Keep that in mind, kiddie porn. That's right, kiddie porn. That's what you guys are protecting. So anyway, Deputy Virginia Choi, I expect a reply end of day.
Thank you.
for
That's
this crime
time.
report.
Caller Yvonne, you have 1 minute. You can go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to talk about the event this last weekend. It included at least a 2-story stage setup that was not permitted, and also not permitted was the fact that they used 5 loudspeakers pointed at the Kaiser Permanente Hospital to disturb the patients and to create a sound barrier for annoyance purposes. And I don't think that any permit should allow excess noise just to annoy people. In attendance were just Sea Org members and Scientologists. The public did not show up. There were actors, and it was a stage set with blocked seating and children actors, and it should not be considered a public event, or should better be permitted as a
Thank you.
filming
That's time.
activity. Thank you.
Caller Gigi's phone, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, so first, I remember a time when we would call in and we would be able to look at the commissioners as we spoke. For some reason now, we just get to see a blank screen basically as we speak, and we don't get to see you guys as we're speaking. If there's a way to bring that back where we can see you guys as we speak, that would be awesome. And if you could put like a timer up so we know how much time we have. I know that's possible because other meetings do it. And then lastly, of course, the planners are still there. You aren't doing your jobs with the planners. Get rid of the planners. They should have been gone. We shouldn't have to keep telling you over and over and over, get these planners removed. Get them removed today. Stop taking the time to fight them, like in court, or give them citations to where they're not going to pay. Like, stop that BS. If it was someone else, they'd be gone already. You're just favoring them because they're Scientology.
Thank you. That's time.
Let's see, we have the in-person card. Call up speaker OT level 8.
You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. For item number one is a Bureau of Sanitation. The reason why that the speakers are not able to look at the face of our commissioners is because our commissioners never want to look at us. I want to ask our commissioners for some common sense question. Do any of you walk into your office from the city hall? Do any of you have to walk to your car?
Please stay on
on the
topic. This is regarding a task order solicitation with respect to item number one.
Yeah, sanitation. Yes, I'm asking the question now. Do any of you actually walk to your car every time before you go to work, after you go to work? So if you go
Walking
to
to
work
the car
in the
has
city-
nothing to do with the task order solicitation.
No, I'm talking about the Bureau of Sanitation. That's item number one.
Yeah, that's their item, but it's regarding a task order solicitation.
Okay. Again, so if anyone are able to, go to work every day in downtown LA, you should see on the street, Bureau of Sanitation, year after year, since the 70s, since the 80s, since the 90s. Right now, we are in 2025. Does our Bureau of Sanitation make our street any cleaner in any way? I don't think so. Move on to item number two, Bureau of Street Services. The other day, I was just went to my friend to the 7-Eleven down the street. And then my friend is on a wheelchair. And several times she has to encounter some sort of, you call it a speed bump or whatever bump you call it. So the sidewalk is really not safe for wheelchair. My friend is lucky because I was there with her. So in the event, if she's almost falling down, so I can always grab her. But again, we have in the city of LA, we have we have a population of 4 million. We have hundreds of thousands of wheelchairs that do not have the luxury of having a personal companion. So they can only roll themselves on the sidewalk. And I'm really concerned if our street services continue to have those bump on the sidewalk. I'm really concerned of the safety of our wheelchair user. And then number three is about extreme heat. Oh my God, our city attorney is so quiet right now. Extreme heat condition. I am always in support of this because me, my friend and me, Zinu, we came from volcano and we don't want to go back to the volcano anymore. We cannot afford air conditioning in the summer. So I really wish our Dianetic board can have some summer air conditioning center, summer cooling center, because me and Zinu, we do not want to live in the volcano anymore. Please cool us down in the summer.
Thank you. Vice President Chavez, we have two speakers on the online platform for multiple agenda item comment.
Okay, let's move on to the virtual multiple item public comment, please.
Caller Audit LA, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I'm speaking on all items. First, let's start with number one. I am completely against this task order on all levels because until you complete the task that we've been bugging you for, not bugging, I mean, just pleading for you to obey the law. Why should this task order go above the task order that we're requesting for you to become ADA compliant? I know that, Xenu, whatever, that they may not like it, Scientology doesn't like it, but that's what we need. We need that task order put in here and accomplished. Until then, I'm against any task order. I think that literally everything should shut down until you take care of this. It's a federal laws. Number two, oh, absolutely not, because at CD13 and Bureau of Street Services, we are already completely familiar with their incompetence. The two together, they can't even keep L. Ron Hubbard. They can't even figure out how to make it so they don't have endless shutdowns. Every week they can shut down. They can't get it ADA compliant. So those two together cannot work together. They should be both in their opposite corners until they figure out how to be compliant and efficient in CD13. So that's a no. Number three, All right, I am like, why are we borrowing money? I agree. I wouldn't want to live in a volcano. I mean, I agree with our friend over there, OT level 8. But at the same time, if we're so broke that we have to borrow money for just like, just for whatever program you're trying to generate, hoping that state money will, or federal money, whatever, will come in and pay it. No, we're broke. I mean, like, you guys just waste so much money all year long. I mean, we're here. I've been calling you out on it since June, that you constantly just throw money after throw money after throw money. So now you have to borrow it. And if you're going to borrow that kind of money, and if you say yes, can you put a few bucks towards getting rid of the planters, and making that compliant, please. Number 4, propane. Like I said, I would like this report to include the fact that that Scientology was using propane on the road when they were specifically said they will not be using any open flame cooking, but they did. So I want that report to include the follow-up that they will do, or how to file a complaint. I have the evidence. If you don't take that seriously, after all these fires, after basically the city of LA allowed and created the environment for the city to burn down. Here's something I'm trying to tell you. They are lying to you. They're using open flame stuff, and it's
Thank you.
on a
That's
street where they
time.
don't have fire lanes properly.
Thank you, Kirby.
Caller Yvonne, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm gonna 1, 2, and 3. The contract was supposed to be signed and initiated January 15th, and it is now February 19th. And the first deliverable is, contractually is April 11th. There's a enforcement problem there, and if the contractor is working without a contract, this is also a problem. The overall goal is a good one. I suggest that you encourage the local restaurants to have a Chasen's window. Chasen's always had a less expensive meal, and if you didn't have any money, they would provide you a hearty soup of basically the leftovers and in the prep work, and they fed people. This is good not only for their business but also for the city. The public toilets, number 2, yes, yes, and yes. However, I believe that the public toilets should be manned and cared for by capable homeless people that need a first step to a job and a place to stay. You could have a security office in the back of a previously empty building that the unhoused person is allowed to sleep, and they maintain the restrooms and perhaps even sell combs or some other kind of opportunity, but pay them as a docent. It wouldn't increase the cost you have budgeted, and you would give them some normalcy from which they could springboard to something else in a year. Number 3, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, hoping that John will pay you. The grant from the state may or may not be funded by federal funds, and if that is the case, the federal funds in this current environment are likely to be removed from the state of California. I'm extremely cautious with funding of this type. If you don't have it in the budget, don't spend it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Chavez. That's it for all of our virtual platform comments today.